Today we're going to roast some spices and talk about how easy this process actually is. It might feel a little intimidating, but not to worry. After you get through with this video, you are going to be a pro writing your own Indian cookbooks. Just kidding. I hope not. I don't need more competition. All right. I'm joking, folks. I'm joking. All right. Medium high on the heat. Clean, small pan, no oil, no water. It's not hot right now. I can touch it, but remember, in order not to get burned, make sure your hands are not wet. You only touch with your fingertips. Obviously, make sure they're clean. Mine are always washed. And medium high, we're going to just kind of heat the pan up. And we are dry roasting these spices for a Instant Pot recipe that is being translated from my slow cooker book. It is that combination of urad dal, rajma, kidney beans, and chana, chickpeas. So now I put the spices in. Which spices have I used? Can you guess? If you said cumin seed, you're right. If you said coriander seed, you're right. Now, this is a really neat trick because what happens when you're roasting your own spices is, one, I like to say in my classes, you're getting double duty from the spices you already have. The whole spices you have, once they're roasted, will actually give you a different flavor profile. And that's always wonderful, right? So you're getting double duty from the spices that are probably sitting there already. You're also adding another layer of flavor and another layer of fun to your dishes. Now you see how I'm just taking the pan and I'm just shaking it because you don't want your spices to burn. And see this little piece or this little coriander seed? It's already browning. Right, so we want it to evenly all brown that way. And you just get that by shaking it or taking a spatula. Now, why am I going ahead and videotaping this from start to finish? Well, because sometimes folks don't do that, and then it's confusing if you've never done it. I would not be afraid to admit that this is confusing if you've never done it, because even the simplest of things can be confusing if you've never tried it or you've never grown up with it. It's okay. And it is such an incredibly simple thing to do, to use up the spices you already have in this way, but also, like I said, to add layers of flavor. Now, the cumin seed, keep in mind, I always like to remind folks, is that earthy taste profile. The coriander seed is a softer seed, and it has a lemony taste profile. So see how now it's crackling? What you're basically doing is you're extracting the essential oil from your spice. It's like the same idea as dry roasting pine nuts. It happens, the turn from regular spice to brown spice is very quick. What we've been recording for about 4 minutes, it's done. Look how nice and brown they are. And the turn from browned spice to burnt spice is just as fast. That is why you really want to stand right here, and you don't want to move around too much because you want these spices not to burn. Now, what am I going to do with this? Well, they're warm and they are steaming a bit. That steam creates moisture. So you just want it to cool down. And then this is going to just go into my mortar and pestle, and I'm going to grind it down for my recipe. I will showcase that recipe for you in a bit. This video should be embedded, if everything works out the way I plan, in the blog post for the Instant Pot recipe that I'm going to use this in. But there you have it. You can do this with any spice. So say that you've got fennel seed, maybe you've got cinnamon sticks, maybe you've got, what's the other good one? Oh, cloves, or even ilachi, which is cardamom. You can take those items and you can dry roast them, and you can pull those essential oils out and really create another beautiful layer of flavor. But today we've done it with cumin seed and coriander seed, and this is going to be so beautiful. I can already smell it. It is just so fragrant. You're really gonna love this trick. Remember too, for the cumin seed, just roast and grind down and put into your yogurts. It is the little trick that we add to our rathas on its own without the coriander seed. But together, this is just so good, not only in Indian curries, but also in your soups and stews. You could even throw it into your burgers. However you want to use it is the way you should use it. If you don't want to grind it down right away, dry roast a batch, stick it in a glass jar, close that glass jar with the lid, and store it to use it later, grind it later, and use it that way. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you soon.